Hey, let's go ahead and get started with messages from your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. All right, we got a few messages out. All right, take what resonates, discard the rest. We do not need more time. We need a stronger reason to act so that we use time more effectively. We do not need to wait for perfect conditions. We will find perfection in progress. So everybody's always waiting. Oh, I gotta wait until I have this, and I gotta wait until I do this, and this has to be perfect, and I'll do it when I get into this relationship, or I'll make that happen when I get skinnier, or I'll do it when I'm healthier, or there is no perfect time. Just start already. Oh, I'll start that business when I have, all the education, I've healed, and just start. By refusing to bend on our values, we become unbreakable, solid and stable, courageous and certain. Men and women of valor, worth, and character. Let us build a life that we are proud of. And that's funny. I was just feeling like a war vibe. Okay, I'm almost getting like, stop waiting, because we're going into something bigger than you guys could ever possibly imagine. And I feel like you already have everything it takes to make something happen. And I feel like another thing too is you're going to have to stand up for yourself and not bend on your values. I think if 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 didn't teach you anything, look at how many people bended when it came to their values. Oh, I don't really believe in this, but, I'm going to do it anyway because I'm afraid I might hurt my grandma if I don't, or, you need to make sure that this time you're not bending on your values. Something's coming, and I'm feeling it very strongly. Freedom and victory belong to those who remain strong and true despite temptation. Despite temptation, you're going to be tempted to do something that is against your will. And it's going to be very important that you look at the situation and go, you know what? I just don't have enough information. Like you didn't have enough information in 2020. Okay? It was all thrown at you in order to control you through fear. And I'm now recording this on Wednesday. What's today? The 14th, August 14th. So I'm feeling like something is coming between now and when I post this video. So keep this in mind. I feel like you kind of need to sit back and wait and look at a situation and go, you know what? Something feels fishy. Something doesn't feel right about this situation. I'm going to do nothing. Okay? So we'll see how that plays into the reading. Spirit, please show me what messages, what guidance do we have for the collective? We've got healing energy. So it could be some type of a health scare. We are going into Virgo season. We just had Mercury retrograde in Virgo. We now have Venus in Virgo. We have the sun getting ready to move into Virgo. So a lot of Virgo energy. And then we have blessings and abundance. And we also have manifestation. Bottom of the deck, we have spiritual growth. Okay. So take those messages how you will. Part of our spiritual growth is, I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you are dealing with some type of health issues and you are working to overcome those. And I feel like your health is your wealth. So I feel like for a lot of you, maybe you're a healer of some sorts, and you're finally starting to receive the accolades of all the hard work and dedication that you've put into, whatever, your education is, your business, all of those things. You're starting to see your manifestations come alive. You're starting to recognize the blessings and abundance, and that now you're like, okay, well, what do I want to manifest next? So, I know the first part of the reading came up a little bit darker, but that's all part of it. Listen, you don't get to have all the good without the bad. It is balance. You can't have the light without the dark, okay? We have the shadow and the light. We have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided, okay? So this is all part of your Akashic records. This is all part of why you're here. You're here to be champions for your cause. You're here to be warriors. And what do we have? Share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. Listen, people are going to persecute you because of your voice. People, you know what? I had people just the other day come at me, actually last night, randomly out of the blue came at me, and actually yesterday afternoon too, now that I think about it. And I just sat back and I was like, you know what? That's not going to stop me from using my voice. My voice is my blessing. My voice is what brings me my abundance. You know, I'm not going to sit back in this dark cave and be quiet because it might offend somebody. I don't give two shits about who it offends about what I'm doing, because it's all part of my dharma. It's all part of my path in this life. So I feel like for a lot of you, whoever this is, your path in life is to help, you know, with these shattered realities. I'm definitely getting shattered reality, and maybe it's time that you're meant to come here to help shatter the reality of the collective. Okay, we've got Starseed. What lights you up? And align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Bottom of the deck, we've got deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. For some of you, it's time for, you know, maybe it's time for you to pull back. The fact that we have all these planets in retrograde right now is a time for us to rest, retreat, and go within, realize, recognize, redo, rethink, reevaluate. Anything you can in front of is what happens when we go into retrograde, okay? So I feel like for a lot of you, you know, you're thinking about, how can I use my voice? You know, and I feel like for a lot of you, ask and you shall receive. It's like what you're putting out there. And I think for, you know, we've been told so many times, and we've been through so many situations where we've had a lot of disappointment in our lives, and it can be very discerning, you know, when it comes to us asking for help, or when it comes to us putting ourselves out there. You know how hard it is, or when I first started doing these videos on YouTube and doing reels on Instagram, like, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to put myself out there because I was so nervous about what other people would think. And I was so nervous about how people might critique me. And now I don't give two shits. I'm perfect just the way that I am. I may be different, and I may have my ways of doing things, but at the end of the day, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So same for you. Stop worrying about what other people might say or what other people might do. You are a starseed, and this is what lights you up. And if what lights you up is you going out there and helping other people manifest the life of their dreams, then do so, because it's what's going to end up happening or helping you in the long run. It is time for you to align your life, and whatever is not in alignment with your life, it needs to go. And I think that for a lot of you, you are kind of sitting back and reflecting on the things that are working and the things that aren't working, and what I want to manifest next. And Spirit's trying to tell you, like, this is all part of your journey. This is all part of the spiritual growth. And I feel like even when you have this downtime, I think that a lot of people are, you know, hard on themselves, because when you have this downtime, it makes you feel like, well, I'm not getting anything done, therefore I'm worthless, and, you know, I don't have all the business or all the clients or all the this or all the that. And it's like, okay, well, what could you be doing in that downtime? Well, you could be, you know, cleaning your room. You could be resting. You could actually be sleeping. I know. How hard is that, you know, to actually want to just go to sleep and, you know, lay in bed all day and actually be lazy. But, you know, it's a trauma response when we are constantly feeling like we always have to be busy doing something. You know, like earlier I had a friend who was like, you want to go and do something? And I'm like, nah, not really. I actually just kind of want to sit here and get some work done. And actually I'm tired of running around, and I kind of just want to sit still for a moment and just be. You know, I don't want to be running around and rushing around. I already went out once today. Today I just kind of want to pull back my energy and just do nothing, you know. It's not that I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting here talking to you guys and getting these readings out. So it's just, you know, being mindful about how you choose to spend your day. And sometimes you need to say no so that you can keep your nose to the grindstone. And you may have to sacrifice, you know, going out with friends, and you may have to sacrifice, you know, things that are not in alignment, because again, if you want to manifest the life of your dreams, you're going to have to say no sometimes. You're gonna have to say, like, listen, I kind of need to be in solitude. I can't think when I'm out around other people. I need to pull back my energy so that I am capable or in alignment with getting those aha moments or those epiphanies or being able to see the forest through the trees. There's always a time and a space for you to go out and do all this other stuff. But I feel like it's in those quiet moments where you start recognizing, like, oh, this is it. Like, this is what I want to be doing, or this. It's when you can actually hear yourself think. And I think that a lot of the time we kind of take that for granted, you know. We take quiet time for granted because, you know, especially since 2020, if you're not working 16 fucking jobs and paying $1 billion in taxes so that they can send it to other countries, then you're lazy and you're not providing, and unfortunately you can't even afford to buy peanut butter. You know, it's really sad where we've gotten. And I feel like I think that now that everybody in the collective kind of sees the through the illusion, it's like, okay, well, what now? What now? Like, I feel like we're able to manifest on a very much higher frequency. But, you know, with the darkness out there, it's trained to make us believe that we are suppressed. It's trained to make us believe that, you know, the world is going to hell in a handbasket. And I just feel like that's just not the case. What is the advice in all of this, Spirit? Because I do feel like you are very much capable of, you know, creation. I feel like this is the time to create. Yeah, it's like, again, taking a moment and just breathing. Just breathe. You're fine. Be where you are. This is not a time. Look at, she's just sitting there. She's just sitting there. She's just sitting there, okay? She's not up moving around. These are different decks, okay? So the fact that you have this one too is just saying, like, listen, take a moment, take a breath. Everything is working out for you, you know? Tell the universe what you want. Share your voice. Don't be worrying about other people persecuting you for, you know, asking for something. If there's something that you want. We also have the fates here. Everything that is happening right now is fated. It is fated, regardless of unpopular belief. We have the number 17 here, so let's go ahead and read that. The number 17 says, fate, karma, acceptance that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The serenity prayer sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in life you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for a greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and work with what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the serenity prayer. You know, and recognizing that whatever is going on, everybody is who they are, okay? The times of waking people up, that time has expired. Everybody who's awake is going to be who's awake. So stop trying to wake up the other side. Stop, you know, maybe that's the problem, is that you're trying to share your voice, and every time you say something, somebody comes in and persecutes you. Somebody comes in and tries to knock you down, because that's the kind of world that we live in right now. It's like, no matter how much goodness you try to put out there, people want to come back and they want to blame you, and they want to rip you down because they're unhappy with their lives. We're dealing with a lot of unhappiness. And in the meantime, you have to continue being the beautiful, beautiful soul that you are, and realize that you really are a blessing. And I feel like for a lot of you, your voice is a blessing. So maybe it's time for you to write that book. Maybe it's time for you to speak into a crowd. Maybe it's time for you to get on one of these social media platforms and start putting your word out there. Maybe it's time, instead of you looking out and watching everybody else doing it, maybe it's your turn. Maybe what you have to say is extremely important, that people in your energy sphere need to hear it. And a lot of the time, and I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to shatter realities, and that's going to piss a lot of people off. Let's go ahead and read the number 29. So we have 17 and 29. Let's read breathe. It says patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust. It says patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you are in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. So, you know, just taking a moment, taking a step back. Like, You can try and push through all of this energy, but you're really literally not going to get yourself anywhere. Considering the fact that we have all these planets in retrograde. You've got Mercury, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, and Pluto are all in retrograde. Like, what are you going to do? I think with Saturn retrograde, we start feeling like we're running out of time. You're not running out of time. Saturn's making all these squares over to Jupiter and Mars, which is causing a lot of like pressure. We're almost like pressure cookers right now, feeling like there's a lot of pressure. And also, like, what are you committed to? This is about commitments and honoring, those commitments. And if you said that you were going to do something, then do it. And I feel like what's happening right now is there's going to be outside influences, people who are coming in who want to push down on you to see if you're going to fold, to see if you'll, shut down your business because they don't like what you have to say, or, I'm going to go hide in a corner because I said something that offended somebody. I don't give two shits. Get yourself out there. Be willing to, offend people at this point. Like, we need more people out there who are raising the, conscious awareness for the rest of the collective. We have a lot of people who, we can do all the prayers in the world, which prayer, yes, it does. It lifts the vibration of humanity. But at the end of the day, it's understanding what the hell is going on. And I feel like there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen and everybody's saying, well, I know the way, and I know the way, and I know the way. As soon as we get that Saturn and Neptune in Aries, we're going to have cult-like energy. And people are going to be following these cults like they're gods. Oh, they know. And that's going to be cult energy. So be very, very careful that you guys don't fall into that cult energy that we're shifting into. It's like all this God Christ energy. Next thing you know, they're going to have an AI God that people are believing in, and it's going to be so on and so forth. And you're going to have to use your discernment on whether or not you're going to believe whatever the hell is that they're telling you and whatever the hell is going on. And I feel like you're going to have to do some serious research. So good luck with that. But again, it's about aligning your life towards your manifestations, because I feel like right now more than ever, I feel like those manifestations can actually come true, even though on the surface it looks like everything is going to hell in a handbasket. Usually when the world looks like it's falling apart, it's actually coming together. I'm going to leave that here, you guys. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It does help my channel grow. I love you guys all so much. And check me out over on Facebook and Instagram under the Footsteps to Peace and Peace Unhinged Tarot. Love you guys. Take care.